Hey guys, so today you should be typing your essays. I wanted to give you a quick tutorial on some of the things that you want to be including in your essays. One of those things is going to be transition words. You know from writing your poetry analysis paragraphs that you want to include transition words in between your pieces of evidence. Well, you're writing an essay, so you can also include transition words in between your body paragraphs. So first would go with your first body paragraph, next or second could go with your second body paragraph, and then you could use a finally to introduce your conclusion. Remember that after your after your transition words, you want to use a comma um, before you start your complete sentence. Okay. Something else to take a look at is textual evidence sentence starters. So when you're using the poster of the Nazi propaganda, you're going to need to explain that. So you can say something like the graphic showed or the poster shows. Also, to introduce your Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton debate quote, you can say in the text it said, and then give your quote. So those are some options that you have there. And then when you're explaining those, you can also use some of these fancier explanation stems. I think something like this, the illustration or evidence, or essentially the poster, is evidence that the Nazis were trying to persuade people to hate them because, and then you give your explanation. So these are a little bit higher level than these. So some of you may want to choose to use that. Overall, after you finish typing, make sure that you go back and look for ways to improve your essay. You could add additional information to your introduction, like tell more about the candidates, what side they're on, Republican and Democrat, some of the issues that were discussed in the presidential campaign that may have led to people making a decision or may have led to people being persuaded. Like if you're going to talk about fear, maybe you talk about how, we've had recent terrorist attacks, that kind of thing. Another way to improve your essay is to add an extra example to your body paragraph. So essentially, instead of just using one quote, use two, which I would really prefer that you use at least two quotes to prove your point. And you can use those transition words in between them. Another way to add to your essay is to add an extra piece of propaganda. Remember, that's that optional fifth paragraph. So it would go introduction, debate paragraph, extra debate paragraph, poster paragraph, conclusion. So in here, if you talked about in your first debate paragraph, you could talk about fear. In your second one, you could talk about Hillary Clinton using name calling or something like that. Okay. Um, if you have any questions, if you look in the assignment on Canvas, you can see that I've actually just added all of those pieces to Canvas and this video. So all of this is on Canvas if you need help. All right, have a great day, guys. Bye.